Welcome to the greatest boxing match of the 20th century. In one corner, we have the reigning undisputed champion of sexually transmitted infections defending his title, the one and only, the sinister Syphilis. In the other corner, we have the up-and-coming challenger, the vampire of sub-Saharan Africa, the mighty Malaria.
I knew that doctors of the past were pretty fucking wild when it comes to unorthodox treatments. But this shit hits a new level of psychotic. If you're anything like me, you probably found yourself wondering if you could somehow help the poor children in Nigeria by donating them V-Bucks and taking pictures with them for the sole purpose of getting that sweet, sweet nectar of Instagram clout, only for a tiger mosquito to transfer you the deadly disease known as malaria. Even though helping children achieve their dreams
all this time. Diddy, come on out.
of having a Travis Scott Fortnite skin sounds delightful, catching malaria is a slightly too high price to pay. But if life taught me anything, it's that nothing is black or white. It's almost always something in the middle. This story begins like any other, with fornication. TP was a 30-year-old woman whose nose almost fell off because she sinned in the eyes of the Almighty. She was no different from other women in her time, except for her high sexual appetite for young, sweaty, juicy phalluses. She lived in a small town and frequently visited the railroad workers and, coincidentally, often got railed herself. Girl, make do. Unfortunately, one of the railroad workers had a nasty habit of visiting the local brothel, where he caught Treponema pallidum, a long helically coiled bacterium that is transmitted through sexual contact in humans and baboons. It causes one of the most popular STIs, known as syphilis, according to Rolling in the Sheets magazine. Symptoms of syphilis vary based on the stage it presents. In the primary stage, you develop chancres, a painless skin ulceration which ruins any hope of rizzing up your crush at the beach during spring break. In the secondary stage, you typically develop a diffuse rash most often present on your genitals, palms of your hands, and soles of your feet. In the third stage, you become a leper. Just kidding, leprosy is nothing to be making fun of, and is a disease entirely on its own. In the third stage, you can develop neurosyphilis, causing you to vote for Joe Biden, or cardiovascular syphilis, causing you to commit not alive. Fortunately for you, you're no longer infectious and can once again engage in steamy coitus. If anyone would touch you with a 10-foot pole without emptying their stomach contents, of course, TP developed primary syphilis and immediately sought doctors who would simply give her a shot of penicillin. But unfortunately for her, she was born 30 years too early. Since antibiotics hadn't developed yet, she had to search far and wide for the cure. She came from a bourgeois family, so she could afford cutting-edge medical treatments like bloodletting, trepanation, leeches, and mercury poisoning. Just before she turned into Voldemort, a brilliant doctor appeared at her doorstep and came up with a brilliant idea, infecting TP with an even deadlier microorganism. By the sheer act of God's providence, this brilliant doctor had a slave called Timbuktu, whom he bought at an auction in the prosperous land of Ethiopia. Timbuktu once stole a cow from his neighbor, so God punished him with a terrible curse of malaria. Malaria is a life-threatening illness caused by Plasmodium parasites, which are transmitted through the bite of a specific species of mosquito. Symptoms include fever, chills, headache, fatigue, vomiting, diarrhea, and muscle pain, and if left untreated, it causes anemia, coma, organ failure, and death. Fever in malaria is the hallmark of the disease, appearing in cycles of extremely high body temperature, often reaching 40.6 degrees Celsius or 105 Fahrenheit for all of you halfwits. This cycle repeats every 48 to 72 hours. When an infected mosquito bites a human, it injects Plasmodium parasites called sporozoites. Within minutes, they travel to the liver, where they silently multiply into thousands. Days later, they invade red blood cells, where they grow, divide, and wait for the perfect opportunity to burst in synchrony, causing the bloodstream to flood with parasites and toxins, which in turn activate a storm of prostaglandins and cytokines from our immune system, causing extremely high fever. When another mosquito bites us, they take in the sexual form of the parasite from our blood, and this sexual form uses the mosquito's gut to evolve into a form that can once again be transmitted to the next person, closing this vicious loop. Treponema pallidum, bacteria that cause syphilis, is a heat-sensitive bacterium, and when exposed to higher temperatures, its enzymes break down in a chemical reaction called denaturation. It's something like when you boil an egg and its chemical structure changes irreversibly. Two facts are true in this universe. You cannot uncook an egg, and you cannot unfuck your cousin. The doctor injected some of the blood from his unwilling Ethiopian participant into TP and infected her with malaria, which caused high fevers and consequently the destruction of Treponema bacterium. This sounds like a jolly good solution, but what about the malaria parasites that still circulate in her blood vessels? The doctor literally used a tree bark. When Plasmodium parasites infect our red blood cells, they break down hemoglobin into amino acids and consume them to survive. Breaking down hemoglobin releases heme, which is incredibly toxic to parasites. Plasmodium detoxifies it by turning it into hemozoin, a malaria pigment. Quinine, an alkaloid compound found in cinchona bark, prevents the formation of hemozoin, leaving the parasite to face off against the deadly heme. Modern antimalarial drugs still follow the same logic as quinine. Many of them disrupt the parasite's ability to detoxify heme inside red blood cells, while newer drugs like artemisinin go further, generating toxic free radicals that destroy the parasite from within. It's incredible how modern medicine stands on the shoulders of giants who chewed tree bark and licked colorful frogs just for the love of the game. TP somehow survived but learned a valuable lesson. If you want to get infected by malaria, you don't have to travel to Ghana. Just be promiscuous and find a doctor who is willing to inject you with it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.